attempt to adjust your dial. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. It's your boy Big Vern. This is App Stupid, the fastest growing sports and entertainment show on these YouTube streets. You're welcome. Holla. It's your boy Big Vern on a frozen Thursday. I love it. I love it. So if you're just joining us for the first time here at App Stupid, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. It goes a long way. We appreciate it. Our last segment, we talked some Penn State football. Penn State, they beat to death Boise. Yeah, that was hard to watch. But congratulations to them. They faced the winner between Georgia and Notre Dame later. Today we'll find out who they will play. Then in our first segment, we talk the Ohio State Buckeyes. The Ohio State Buckeyes. They beat up Oregon and embarrassed Oregon. And wow. Like I say, nobody expected to see that. So from the Big Ten, going to go to the ACC and Louisville, L1C4 for life. Yes, Louisville. They beat Washington. And shout out, rest in peace, Big John. Watching this game, I was happy to see a lot of things for the Louisville Cardinals because I thought that last year when Louisville got to a bowl game and they played USC, Miller Moss carved Louisville up. And yes, that was Jeff Brom's first year on the job. However, he did end up playing in the ACC championship game. Louisville 8-4 this year. They missed the ACC championship game. And I wanted to see them if they could get back to a great bowl game. And they did. They had a great dance partner in Washington. Like I said, I'm high on Jedd Fisch. I was sitting here telling people once Kalen Dober, he left Washington and he went to Alabama, Jedd Fisch, he showed up. And then Will Rogers was going to transfer, but he kind of talked him into staying. And then he lost his starting spot to another guy. But again, we do this. We're just not guys who show up when certain teams start winning. We follow everybody. That's one of the beautiful parts about this show. You don't have to be a diehard fan to really be like, oh, well, yeah. But we make it informative. So we'll get more into this game when we come back from a quick 20 from a rap album we're promoting. This is Big Vern. Drop the spot. It's your boy Big Vern promoting a new rap album this month. Redman, Muddy Waters 2. Get it in stores where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites on the track is What's Hot, La 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 with Redman and Method Man, Don't You Miss, Ignorant, A, Hood Star with Kid Capri, Faith Evans, Pop the Trunk, Ghetto Motivation, I love that record, Kush with Snoop Dogg, Goofy, 1 O'Clock, and many more. Redman, Muddy Waters 2, in stores now. Shout out to Redman, Funk, Didoc, the Spidoc, Reggie Noble, Superman Lover. You know I'm on board with it. I'm just a 90s hip-hop head. So when we last left off, we were talking some L1C4 for life. Rest in peace, Big John. And this may sound corny, but I'll go ahead and lead up to this at the end. I'll tell you the corny part because it made me kind of tear up a little when I was watching this game. But if I was to tell you that Washington held on to the ball for 31 minutes, 36 seconds, they threw for 374 yards, and they had 21 first downs. Even on their third down efficiency, they wanted to win the third down, put behind the 8 ball 15 times. They converted 6 of those. All of those things are really good. They relatively played a clean game. They had 4 penalties for 40 yards, and they still lost. And shout out to Harrison Bailey. And that's who you see in that graphic because Tyler Saul, he's not going to go ahead and play again. I think he's going to go ahead and pursue the NFL. And rolling into this, you didn't know what you were going to get. but I knew Brom and them probably knew because they had his skill set around 25 throws. He was 16 of 25 for 164 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's not a lot of wasted balls, and that's not making you one-dimensional where you're just going to put the ball in the air. Again, Isaac Brown, he had himself a game, 18 touches on the rock, 99 yards. Then they got hit with the 1-2 punch because Duke Watson, he had 10 touches on the rock for 83 yards. And so at some point, you had to kind of shake your head like, we're getting hit with a 1-2 punch that we didn't see coming. And then Colin Lacey, that dude just got the score. He really didn't dominate you from the line of scrimmage. I mean, he had the rock touched on twice for 10 yards, but bam, he went ahead and scored. Again, Louisville just find ways to win. They find ways to win. Your guy who was in the wide receiver room, Chris Bell, he had 6 grabs for 60 yards. Then you had Nate Krusky. He had 3 grabs for 30 yards and a score. Not to mention Antonio Meeks. He had 1 grab, 28 yards and a score. And then Colin Lacey, not only was he rushing, he was also catching. That dude had 3 grabs for 17 yards and a score. Again, I got to go ahead and give Bailey his props. He was spreading the ball around, finding guys in space, just getting away, getting a tad small separation, and then boom, he delivered. So hats off to them. Hats off to Louisville. But how did this game really go? We'll break it down quarter by quarter when we come back from a quick 20 from a rap album we're promoting this month. This is Big Vern. Drop the spot. It's your boy Big Vern. We promote a new rap album this month. Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, Missionary. Get it in stores where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites on the track is going to be Foreplay. Shangri-La is crazy. That's a crazy record. Out of the Blue. That beat switch tempo, oh man, that's a genius. Hard Knocks, Gorgeous, Last Dance with Mary Jane, that's fire to me. Then there's Sticky Situation, oh my, there are so many cuts on here. If you enjoy real hip hop and music, then Snoop Dogg Missionary does not disappoint. Get it in stores now. Shout out to Snoop D.O. Double Jizzle and Dr. Dre. They still out here doing it. Make sure y'all get Missionary. So as a Louisville Cardinal fan, you are always worried about how Louisville is going to start these games because usually Louisville will get behind and then they will spend the rest of the game trying to catch up and then finally pull it out at the end. However, that was not on par. That was not on par. You had Travion Nicholson. He set the tone when he had that 21-yard interception, pick 6, that put them on the board right away. Then Washington, I will say this, Damon Williams Jr., he made himself known to the world. That dude, not only is he fast, but he can also air that ball out. Gee whiz, that dude was playing his game. And I'd like to see more of him and more weapons that Jed Fish can recruit into Washington because they're in the Big Ten. I want to see all of that. But he found Giles Jackson for the 40-yard pass. That tied this thing up 7-7. Louisville then Harrison Bailey. He doesn't back down. He finds Mr. Lacey for a 9-yard pass. This thing is 14-7. Louisville going into the second quarter. Then you started to have a duel because Damon Williams Jr. did not back down. He matches Bailey's touchdown with one for Jackson, another 49-yarder. Now this thing is 14-14. Bailey was like, okay, you like that? You're starving for some real hoofing. He connects with Meeks, 20-yard pass for 21-14. Louisville back up in front. Damon did not back down as well. He took the Huskies right downfield, and then he ran that thing in himself from 7 yards out. Going into the half, this thing is 21-21. This was a real compelling game. And then, not to be outdone, Bailey, he found Koritsky for 21 yards to start the third quarter. Now Louisville is up 28-21. Then Louisville starts to actually put some stops together. And now you have Lacey with that 8-yard run. And bam, out of nowhere, Louisville is up 35-21. Louisville can put up points in a hurry. Louisville and Georgia Tech and I want to say it's I want to say Iowa State. They put up points very fast. They're never out of games. And you can throw Arizona State into that as well. They put up points in a hurry. So going into the fourth quarter, this thing is 35-21. Louisville, then you have Damon Jr. He was putting everything he could on display. The 31-yard pass, he hit up Jackson, and bam, this thing is 35-28. Louisville could not answer. And then Damon takes him all the way downfield and then hits Jackson again for the 1-yard score. Now, here's where things get interesting. Jedd Fisch wants to go for 2. He does not want this to go into overtime. He plays to win in the Frosted Flakes Bowl. He played to win. And this is the corny part for me. Rest in peace, John Richardson. If you all did not know Big John, for those of us who do and who listen to this pod, Big John was a comedian. He was a very big U of L fan. And he passed away. And the only thing he wanted was his Louisville Cardinals to be successful. And when the 2-point conversion failed, I just looked up and smiled, and I was like, they did it, Big John. They did it. If you are in the Louisville area, get in the chat. Let me know how you feel. This is Big Bird. I'll be back.